Hi, Natalia here. So today is my day 3 of my 30 for 30 challenge. And today I decided to change the scenery. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day outside. And I thought I'd enjoy the sunshine. And I'll tell you a little bit about my story. See, today I wanted to talk to you about changing your outlook on what is possible. And I think part of my story that I want to share today will just help you open up to possibilities. If you were feeling, or if you're in a place where you feel, that you can't do something because, right? So I came to the United States at 17. It was my senior year in high school. I came as an exchange student with a program. So it was safe, it was lucky. I have been chosen by a really amazing, wonderful family. They lived in McLean, Virginia, so that was the first place I got to see when I came into United States. Now, I didn't speak English at the time. I was studying English in my high school back home in Slovakia, where I'm from. But I had some vocabulary, but I certainly didn't have any conversational skill in English. And so my first few months in school were really challenging. I was surrounded by only English speakers, and I spent hours upon hours studying at night. Back home, I was a president of the student body. I would organize events and, balls, and, that would be something like a homecoming dance type events back in Slovakia. I was at the top of the world. I was a straight A student always. So that little bit of pride in me, wouldn't allow me to do, expect anything less of myself. So I signed up for AP biology course, of course. Well, my textbook was this thick, and the font was this teeny tiny. And so I'm sure you can imagine, like each chapter was at least 50 pages, and it was really long. I certainly at the beginning of the school year couldn't keep up with the teacher and what she was saying. So I would spend hours. I would stay up till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with a dictionary and my textbook, translating every single word, so that I could build up my vocabulary. I was determined. I was a straight A student. I wasn't going to do anything less here, even though I didn't speak the language at first. And you know what happened? Few months into the semester, by December, I woke up in the middle of the night realizing that I was speaking English in my dream. I began dreaming in English, and there was just something that happened in my brain after all of those hours and hours and hours of study, that I suddenly didn't have to translate things in my mind to understand what people were saying and then translate what I wanted to say. I was receiving the information in English, and I was able to respond. I was able to speak fluently. So my second semester was so different, because I was now able to listen to a lecture. I was able to take notes, write down, and I didn't even have to open the book, because I understood what the teacher said. I was able to keep up with note taking, and I was able to learn while I was in class. It was incredible. It was amazing. Now, fast forward, my goal was to go to college to the United States. That was the reason I chose to come as an exchange student in high school my senior year. Even though, the rules say that I couldn't graduate here and I have to go back to my country, somehow, in my mind, I've decided that I wanted to come and live here. I wanted to build a life that was bigger. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Slovakia. It's a small country in Eastern Europe. It used to be part of Czechoslovakia. And Slovakia, at the time only had about 5.5 million people. I don't know if that has grown much more, but it's a very, very tiny country. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, beautiful. It has gorgeous scenery, mountains and caves, but the life there just didn't feel big enough for me. There was something inside of me that was calling for more. And I saw coming to United States as an opportunity to create something bigger, to to do something more, to have a life that was more adventurous. And so I wanted to go to college. So I applied for colleges like all seniors do. And, one event led to another. I don't believe in luck, but I do believe in providence and coincidences, that when you set a clear intention and your mind and your focus is always paying attention to what it is that you intend to accomplish, things show up that you couldn't predict. So I got invited by someone who was scouting for students. They wanted to recruit for their school. And I got an opportunity to go visit a private college in Lake Forest, in Illinois, near Chicago. And I got to spend a weekend there. I got to experience what college life was like. I fell in love with the place. It was so beautiful. It's like the town is like a fairy town. It's beautiful. The houses are so gorgeous. The scenery, there's a lake and a forest, and it's just amazing. So I had my heart set on going to college in the United States. I wasn't really sure about which one. That wasn't as important to me as being able to stay and study and make a life here. So when I received my acceptance letter from Lake Forest College, they offered me what they normally do, 50% scholarship as a foreign student, and I had to come up with the other 50%. Well, at that time, the tuition was $22,000. So 50% was $11,000, and I would have to come up with another $11,000 to attend the school. Well, guess what? In Slovakia, it's not just the country that's small, but our salaries and our way of life is very, very different. So an average income in Slovakia was around $425 a month, or euros a month. And so my father was an independent contractor, so his income was not steady. And so my mom was a teacher. and so as you can imagine, 11,000 was just absolutely out of the realm of possibility in the conditions where I grew up, where I was. But, in my heart, I just wanted to go to college. That was the intention I had. So I wrote him a letter explaining that how grateful I was and how excited I was and how much I would love to come, but that coming up with $11,000 on my own would just not be possible. So I had to decline the acceptance. And whether it was the providence or the strength of my intention, but I got another letter a couple weeks later, and that letter stated that I was offered a 95% scholarship or 90% scholarship. And then the school also offered me a loan from the school itself, a small student loan, only $3,000 a year that I would have to repay after I graduated. And they offered me a job on campus, so I would have some spending money while I lived there. Isn't that incredible? And that's what happened. It is a real, true story. That is a story, one of many incredible, miraculous stories that I've experienced in my life. And that was before I knew consciously what I was doing. I was an unconscious manifester. I simply had a really powerful desire, and I believed that it was possible. I wasn't worried about how it was going to happen. I was just taking steps. I did what I had to do with what I had from where I was. I took a step every day towards the goal, my intention, and all of my focus and attention was on it. And I did it. I went to Lake Forest College, and that was my undergraduate degree. And there's more I can share about that. So maybe I can share another story about more magical moments that I've created with the help of the spirit or the life that's breathing through me in my life. But what I want to leave you with right now is that that whatever you spend most of your time thinking about and focusing on, where your attention goes, energy flows. If you focus on things that are in your way, on things that you cannot do, things that will stop you or will make it difficult, then you will continue to see more of that, and you will keep bumping up against problems and difficulties and challenges. Those are part of our life, but you don't want to give them all of your attention and energy. You want to recognize what the conditions are, deal with them, but in your thinking, you want to focus and give all of your attention to your goal, to your dream, to what it is that you truly would love to accomplish. And that is something that I help you as a life coach. The kind of coaching that I do is, it's called evocative coaching. Evocative coaching means that I don't tell my clients what to do, because I respect that they are the highest authority on their life. They know what it is that they truly would love, what their desire is, what their longings are, and they have the answers inside them. My job as a coach is to help them access those answers, is to help them discover them, and I get to be part of that journey. And then I hold them steady on course. I help them course correct if they kind of fall off the course or get sidetracked a bit, because the paradigms and our old patterns and our old ways of thinking are powerful, and they will pull us back like gravity pulls us and keeps us earthbound if we allow it. My job as a coach is to help draw out the answers from inside of you, because only you know what the right thing is for you to do. But you can't see yourself and you can't see your limitations when you are the one inside the picture. See, I get to be the one looking from the outside in, and I get to help and guide my clients to help them discover their potential, to help them figure out what to do, and then hold them steady in their lane towards success exponentially faster than they could possibly do it on their own. All right, so I hope you had fun today. I hope this tip was very helpful, and I will see you again tomorrow.